Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mitch Peterson, and today I would like to present on how to use our time wisely and how to plan. Now, that's something that I know is very important, and I'm sure we all know, because without a plan, we can't get where we want to go. So some of the key points I want to talk about today is why it's important, ways to do it, for example, a planner, and procrastination and the role that that plays in a lot of our planning and our goal setting and using our time wisely. I'm in college. Most of us are in college. We're college students, and so a lot of the things that we learn is that using our time wisely is kind of hard. You know, we have work, we have social lives, we have school, we have all these things that we need to do. And so budgeting out our time is something that we have to do, and it's hard, and it's something that I've really been trying to learn as much as I can. But it's hard. I'm just going to say that right now. One example, I had to plan ahead my time so that I could use it for this presentation. I needed to know what I wanted to talk about. I needed to have a plan, an outline of what I wanted to do, and I had to set a goal. My goal is that I could use my experiences in the past of using my time wisely to share them with all of you. And hopefully that I can help you a little bit, that we can all think of different ways that we can help ourselves in our own lives, because my ways are not going to work for everybody. So that's why it's important, because if we don't plan, we're not going to make it where we want to go. I couldn't have done this presentation and had that final goal and gotten to that goal without a plan. If I didn't have steps that I wanted to follow, then I wouldn't know where to go. It's like a staircase. You want to get to the next floor, but you're down here. If you don't have those steps to get to the next plan, the final of the plan, then you're not going to be able to get there. So I told you about the example I wanted to use. So one example I have is a planner. Now, I've gone through a few planners. It's something that I really learned has helped me. I have a basic one right here. It's like an 8.5 by 11 size planner. It's got a couple years in there, so I can use it until I graduate, hopefully. And planners are great. You have events, they're all pretty much the same. They have the days, they have boxes to write extra things. I'm going to show you January of this year. This has been a really good one for me. Well, I hope you can see that. So on January, what I would do is I would write down what I had different things to do on the day that they were due. So if it's the 10th, and I know that I have something due on the 14th, I have that many days to be able to budget out my time to get to that end goal. And then I love these little side boxes over here. They give me a section that I can write down notes. They go for the week, or I can put them specifically for the day, and that's where I put my goals. That's where I say, okay, my goal for this week is I want to work out 3 times, or my goal for this week is that I want to be able to make sure that my homework is done early because I'm going out on a date on Saturday with my wife, and I want to make sure that I don't have to worry about homework on Saturday or Sunday. So my goal is to have this done by Friday. Now, the planner has been a really good help for me, especially when I get overwhelmed and I'm stressing about school, about work, about whatever project is coming up. The planner has been so helpful because it really breaks down what you've got. I'm able to look and say, okay, I think I have so much stuff, I'm completely overwhelmed, but according to my planner, I really have enough stuff that I can do 2 hours of homework a day, and I will hit that goal. I will be able to get this done in time for this project. It will not be a huge deal. I'm going to be okay. And I love the planner for that, and that's why I keep using it. It's a tried and true method for me, that it breaks down what I need to do, and I'm able to look at it. Instead of just keeping it all in my mind, which I'm pretty prone to do, I can actually have that set. Okay, this is what I need to do, and this is when I can do it by. And the planner's been fantastic for me. I'd highly recommend it. They don't all have to be 8.5 by 11. I make them a whole lot smaller. I've seen some that you can put in your pocket, spiral bound, whatever. Whatever works best for you in your life. The planner really breaks it down for you, and it's a great help. Now, the planner, nothing in your life is going to help if you're a procrastinator. Hopefully that's not true. But as a procrastinator, we all have a little bit of it, I believe. We have a tendency to put things off to the last minute because we know we've still got time. It's easy to say, oh, I've been able to wing things in the past. I can just put it with a wing and a prayer, and I'll be fine. And some people that works. Other people, you hit that last little bit and you can't get it. There's something that gets in the way, there's something that comes up, and you don't get your presentation, your project, your assignment done on time. And so the planner can help with that, but you really have to learn that you think differently, and you have to learn how to help yourself to not hit that stage. I'm a minor procrastinator. I know there are definitely people that procrastinate to an extreme. I usually, if I have a project due a week from today, I will start it 3 days before. I'm not going to start today because that's way too early. Other people started the night before and pull an all-nighter. That's not how I roll. But 3 days is still not enough time to get a huge project done. So I have a video that I'd like to show. It is a TED Talk. It was given by Tim Urban, and he talks about the minds of procrastinators versus the minds of, he calls them, I think, regular people. But I don't think that there's a procrastinator and a non-procrastinator. I think there's people with varying degrees of procrastination. But here's this video, this TED Talk that he shared.
I'm a writer, blogger guy. I write the blog Wait But Why. And a couple of years ago, I decided to write about procrastination. My behavior has always perplexed the non-procrastinators around me, and I wanted to explain to the non-procrastinators of the world what goes on in the heads of procrastinators and why we are the way we are. Now, I had a hypothesis that the brains of procrastinators were actually different than the brains of other people. And to test this, I found an MRI lab that actually let me scan both my brain and the brain of a proven non-procrastinator, so I could compare them, and I actually brought them here to show you today. And I want you to take a look carefully to see if you can notice a difference. And I know that if you're not a trained brain expert, it's not that obvious, but just take a look, okay? So here's the brain of a non-procrastinator. Now, here's my brain. There is a difference. Both brains have a rational decision maker in them, but the procrastinator's brain also has an instant gratification monkey. Now, what does this mean for the procrastinator? Well, it means everything's fine until this happens. So the rational decision maker will make the rational decision to do something productive, but the monkey doesn't like that plan. So he actually takes the wheel and he says, actually, let's read the entire Wikipedia page of the Nancy Kerrigan-Tanya Harding scandal because I just remembered that happened. Then we're going to go over to the fridge. We're going to see if there's anything new in there since 10 minutes ago. After that, we're going to go on a YouTube spiral that starts with videos of Richard Feynman talking about magnets and ends much, much later with us watching interviews with Justin Bieber's mom. All of that's going to take a while, so we're not going to really have room on the schedule for any work today. Sorry. Now, what?
So that's a pretty funny example of what happens for a procrastinator and a non-procrastinator. The procrastinator has this in their head that they want to do something else, they want to put it off. And I think it's easier to put something off until the last minute. Later in his presentation, Tim talks about the panic monster that is really the only reason that he, as a procrastinator, ever gets anything done. And that's the fact that right before that deadline, this giant panic monster that he draws, just like he drew the brains, is going to come up and scare him and freak him out, and that instant gratification monkey will take off, and he will be able to focus and make rational decisions for the next day until his huge project is done. Talks about how he pulled two all-nighters in a row to get this semester-long paper written, 90-page paper. So for me, I hate the panic monster. I hate having that feeling of that dread that just eats up inside of you, and that's one of the things that gets me to do things ahead. Gets me ahead of schedule. But everybody's different, like I've said many times. So why is this important? Why is it important to use our time wisely? Because we're all different. Because each person needs something different. Some people need to have, that's a panic monster come and scare them. Other people need to have their days planned, their goals set, and everything months ahead of schedule. My mom is like that. She has things way ahead of schedule, so I've been able to learn from her, and that's been a very helpful thing for me. So in conclusion, we have to set our goals and make plans and use our time wisely if we're going to hit our end goal. To get here, we have to make all those little steps up to where we want to be. So, thank you.